Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law, and through this channel I would like to carry out some stock analysis and also a short 5-minute trading lesson at the end, so please stay tuned. Okay, today's stock analysis is for ticker symbol OCGN Ocugen. This is a stock I invested in on Friday. There was some breaking news which I'll share with you shortly, but just to give you a little bit of an insight on what this company is about. So it's a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company. They're focusing on looking at therapies for developing a cure for blindness. They're also involved in vaccines for COVID-19. So they have a market cap of 1.62 billion, and they have just reported revenues for the first time, just over $43,000, which is an increase from zero. So they've just become into a situation where they are now generating revenue. So that's positive. So it's an emerging company. It's got some exciting angles to it going forward, and there was some excellent breaking news that I'm going to bring to you shortly. From my personal point of view, this is a company that I did invest in December, but at the time it was a penny stock and it was just a short-term play. So in December I did invest in this company at $2.42, and as you will see now, it's at a price of $10.98 on the year. It's up in excess of 3,000%. So it's experiencing immense growth. On a high at one point, on the 7th of February, it reached a price in excess of $15.86. So right now, my buy price was $9.89, and I tried to buy it just on the first dip on the Friday. It closed at $10.98, and I'm currently just over 10.6% up. And I am bullish about this company, so I'm going to start by sharing information from their website. We're going to start by having a look at the website. So the main headline here we can see is that their mission is to develop gene therapies to cure blindness and to develop a vaccine to save lives from COVID-19. So in terms of short-term investment right now, what is bringing our attention to Ocugen is the vaccine. So there has been some good news on that going forward. It's been has led to the spike where obviously on the day it closed in excess of 37% up. At one point it was close to 50% up. And in terms of the blindness diseases, this is something the company is working on. However, it's in early stages. We're not looking for a breakthrough on that until 2025. So that, from a long-term point of view, if that comes through and if that is positive, then I think the sky is the limit for this stock, because for any business or any company to have a cure for blindness using gene therapies would be a game changer. So long term, a very, very significant prospect there. Okay, so let's carry on by looking at what else we can find on their website in terms of their corporate presentation. Okay, so this is their corporate presentation overview dated February 2021. So we can see at the top there, COVID-19 vaccine, which is Covaxin. This is a COVID-19 vaccine candidate with licensed rights from Bharat Biotech based in India. And this licensed right is for the US market. And so it's got standard vaccine storage conditions between 2 and 8 degrees. So that's very, very positive. If we look at the second overview headline there in the middle, which is the breakthrough in modifier gene therapy platform. So that one is more to do with the blindness. That's something that is ongoing. However, that's going to be more of a long-term development. And they obviously, the third aspect there is a novel biologic, and that is something continuing with the blindness research. They're currently in phase 1 and phase 2, and long term we're looking at commercialization for that if it goes through at 2025, where this stock could be a game changer in the blindness as we're seeing. But right now there's some excellent news on the COVID vaccine. So let's see what else we can find. So this next slide is highlighting some of the key strengths of their vaccine. So first of all, as we've just seen, it's very easy to stockpile, very easy to distribute. It doesn't need the extreme minus degrees storage which are required for vaccines such as the Pfizer vaccine. It elicits broad spectrum immune response, so 98.3% seroconversion. So basically, it's got excellent coverage in terms of the variations of the disease. So if we can see here that this vaccine has been shown to neutralize the UK variant, which is positive. And so in other words, it's going to reduce the possibility of the mutant virus escaping and continue on. So it's been proven as a technology platform in an inactivated virus. So, and then finally, we can see there that the formulation induces a Th1 response and cell-mediated immunity. So the immunity is the important thing that we're looking for there in terms of the virus not being able to continue and spread. So very, very positive headline here. Let's see what we can see in the next slide, which is looking at a comparison with the Covaxin in terms of the Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and also the Johnson & Johnson. So we can see the middle column there, there's a big difference. So this Covaxin is very, very different because it is looking at targeting the whole virus, whereas the other vaccines are looking at targeting the S protein. So this is Covaxin is looking at targeting the whole virus, which includes the S and the N proteins. So that's very, very important in terms of differentiating this with the others. And this one gives it a much bigger advantage in terms of treating mutants and variations of the disease. So it's in the EUA stage in India. It's in the pre-EU discussions with the FDA right now. So there is some positive news. So let's look at the next slide. Okay, so for us as investors, this next slide is very, very important because this is looking at the progress and planned milestones for US development. So for this development, we can see that phase 3 enrollment is complete. Interim results are expected in March, so that should be fairly imminent. They have also agreed supply partnerships from BBIL. Once they receive the accreditation and approval for that, executive tech transfers will carry on in US sites, and the target is 100 million doses starting this year, 2021. So very positive news going forward for this vaccine. We can see the stages there, stage 1 2020, stage 2 also 2020. So we're right now close to the manufacturing stage there. So let's have a look at the next slide in terms of a summary of the investment highlights for this. So the key thing that we are looking at right now in the short term is the vaccine candidates for the US market with the potential for significant revenues this year. So that's very important for us going forward in the short term, because once the companies start selling, once they generate revenue, this is going to potentially make the company profitable as well. And from a long-term point of view, the other investment highlights we can see there is obviously at the bottom, we've got phase 1 and phase 2 trials to continue over the next 18 months. That is still going to require a phase 3, and that's for the gene therapy in terms of curing the blindness. So that's something long-term, which is kind of from an investor point of view is also a little bit of a bonus in terms of long-term. This could be a game changer as well. So short-term, we have the benefit of the COVID-19 vaccine. Long-term, a potential gene therapy breakthrough for blindness as well. Okay, so that's excellent news. We're now going to look at what was the breaking news on Friday and why did I choose to invest. So the first thing that prompted me to buy and invest in ticker symbol OCGN was on Friday, the 26th of February. The breaking news came through that Brazil is to buy 20 million COVID-19 vaccines from India's Bharat Biotech. So India's Bharat Biotech is a partner with Ocugen, and that's why we as investors are looking at ticker symbol OCGN going forward as being successful with manufacture and distribution in the US as well as worldwide. So the partnership is with Bharat Biotech. So the headline here, carrying on with there, we can see that Brazil has agreed to purchase 20 million doses of this vaccine for delivery between March and May. So that's very important for investors because it gives credibility to the vaccine. It's the first stage of commercialization and rolling out. The deal is expected to be worth 1.6 billion reais, which is equivalent to $290,000. The first expected 8 million doses expected to arrive in March. So Brazil has is confirmed this deal. So they obviously Brazil, as we know, is having significant spikes in COVID-19. So it's very, very important for them to start using this. And we've seen from the results so far that this vaccine has had some tremendous results in terms of very, very few side effects. So moving on, another headline here, we can see that Barrett Biotech inks the pact to commercialize COVID-19 vaccine Coaxin in US. So this is also news that is confirmation of the deal, but this was earlier on February the 2nd. So this is obviously very important for our stock because there's an agreement to commercialize the vaccine. So just to finish off on this second news article, we can see that it is going to be available for the US market soon, fingers crossed, and it's the partnership with Ocugen has been agreed. So that's the stock that we're interested in. Ocugen is trading on the Nasdaq, so that's good as well in terms of more regulation, more kind of rules and regulations to comply with, and more auditing of their accounts. So it's not like the risky stocks of the OTC market, so much more stability there. So the US will have the rights to the vaccine candidate and will be responsible for the clinical development, regulatory approval, commercialization for the US market. So that's very, very important. So Barrett Biotech will initially supply doses to be used in the US upon approval and receipt of the EUA. So very, very good news there. And now let's have a look at the next thing that I want to share with you about this stock. So the next thing I want to share with you is the institutional owners. So this gives us more confidence in terms of who is investing in here, because obviously if the institutional investors have confidence and belief in this company, then we can see that that is also gives us more confidence as retail investors. So we can see at the top there, Vanguard are the largest institutional owners. We can see also on the top right hand side that this has increased by 22%. So they are investing more in this, and they have in excess of 9 million shares. So we can also say that BlackRock are significant institutional investors as well. So what I want to do now is move over to look at the chart. So we're going to look at the 3-month chart here. So the 3-month chart, we can see that obviously prior to 2021, this was kind of just trading as a small penny stock. It was into about 23rd of December that I did make my initial investment in this stock around about $2.42, and we can see right the way up to kind of February the 1st, February the 2nd, it's kind of been trading sideways. So February the 2nd, February the 3rd, that's when we can see we had the original spikes up where there was more positive breaking news from there, and then at one point it reached well in excess of $15 around about the 7th and 8th of February 2021. So there has been consolidation down because with these type of stocks, they are covered and movements ups are based on good news. So we can see it has been consolidating around $9 to $10. And right now on the Friday, again, significant move up in excess of 36%, closing around about $10.95. So my buy price was just under $10, $9.80-ish. And now going forward, I can see this stock reaching the all-time high again and reaching in excess of $15. So in terms of a strike price going forward, put this on your watch list, and I'm confident this is also a good stock to hold long term as well. So I think there is going to be market volatility. There is going to be some profit taking. There is going to be some sell-offs, but going forward with the expected March results due soon, I can see this stock going back up to $15. So consider any strike price at $10 or below for your investment for this. So ticker symbol OCGN. Okay, so due to an extended analysis, the next trading lesson will be in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.